Hello and thank you for joining me. I hope you are well. Want to know why the Victorinox Fieldmaster knife is probably the best EDC knife in the world? Let's have a look. The Fieldmaster Swiss Army knife normally comes in red scales. I've changed mine to green, as you can see. That's something that I've done fairly recently, and as you watch the video you'll realise why. It is approximately 91 centimetres long and weighs around 100 grams. This means it's ideal for EDC, it's not too big and not too heavy. As standard, it comes with 15 functions. The two blades are non-locking and less than 3 inches, which means you can carry it pretty much anywhere within the UK without good cause. It has an excellent pair of scissors, a very good can opener once you get the knack, and on the end a small flat bladed screwdriver. A larger flat bladed screwdriver that's incorporated into a bottle opener, and the notch at the base is to aid stripping wire. The wood saw is extremely efficient. It operates on the push and the pull. The reverse side of the saw has got that 90-degree angle that aids throwing sparks off a ferro rod. It also has a very efficient Phillips screwdriver or posi drive, and the way it's positioned means you can get lots of torque to loosen or tighten screws. Just behind where the Phillips screwdriver is, there is a hole, and that's for placing a pin, and we'll come to that in a little while. It also has a very sharp reamer that has a hole in it, so you can use it for sewing. When I say sewing, for sewing webbing, repairing webbing or leather, something of that nature. It is extremely sharp and also benefits throwing sparks off of a ferro rod should you need to. There is also this hook, and the main use I've found for it is if I'm having a brew and the lid of my canteen cup needs to come off and it's too hot to touch, I can just hook it with the hook and lift it. I'm sure there are other uses. The normal excellent tweezers, and on the opposite side it normally has a toothpick. I've discarded the toothpick, and again that will become evident. The reason I changed the scales is it's enabled me to carry a pen. The scales I got on Amazon, they are from Victorinox. It was 2 scales, the pen, a new pair of tweezers and a new toothpick behind where the Phillips screwdriver is. The one that I got with the kit was stainless steel, so I suspect it was A2 stainless, which means it isn't particularly magnetic. So I've swapped that out. I've gone to probably a mild steel or a lesser quality stainless steel pin, and the reason I've done that is I've magnetised it. And to magnetise it, you hold the pin, you take a magnet, and you stroke the magnet in one direction only, not backwards and forwards, just in one direction. I do it from the bobbly end to the point, but you have to do it approximately 100 times or so. And then once you've magnetised that pin, you have an improvised compass. Now if the compass, or I should say if the pin loses its magnetism and you're out in the field and you haven't got a magnet, you can use a piece of cotton, use your t-shirt or a hanky or a bandana, and basically what you do is you take the material and you stroke the pin the full length, but only in one direction, so in the direction of the sharp point, again around 150 times, and that will recharge the magnetism in the pin. The reason I hold the bobbly end and do it towards a point is it is the point that will point north. If you don't take notice of what end you've done, when you go to use it, you're not necessarily going to know if it's pointing north or south. The other addition is that I have replaced or discarded the toothpick and replaced it with a small ferro rod. It's only tiny, but it works perfectly well. The ferro rod is from a company called Tortoise Gear, and it is a Tortoise Gear Firefly. I got mine from Haney Haynes in the UK, and they come in a pack of 3. So why is the Fieldmaster probably the best EDC knife in the world? As standard, it's very good. But when you change the scales so you can then carry additional items such as the pen, and you discard the toothpick for the ferro rod, and you magnetise the pin for an improvised compass, your pocket EDC has grown pretty substantially really, and yet there's no additional weight and no additional bulk. There you go. That's why I believe that the Fieldmaster is probably the best EDC knife in the world. If you like the content, like the video, give us one of them, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And I'd love to read your comments. Have a great day, take care, see you soon.